Hi everyone. Let's try to solve some word problems involving addition and subtraction of whole numbers. Let's start with the first one. Jenny saved 1,218 pesos in May. She saved 789 pesos in June. If she wants to save a total of 3,000 pesos from May to July, how much more does she need to save? This word problem can be solved in different ways. First method is that we can add the savings from May and June and subtract that from the target saving of 3,000 pesos so that we know how much she needs to save for July. Let's try that method first. So we have 1,218 pesos plus 789 pesos. So we start adding from the ones place. We have here 8 ones plus 9 ones, which gives us 17 ones. And 17 ones makes 110 and 7 ones. That means to say, we will put the 7 ones here and then we regroup 110 on top of the tens place. Then we add 8 plus 1, giving us 10 tens. 10 tens makes 100. So that means that will be 0 tens and 100. Then we have 7 plus 2 plus 1. Again, this becomes 10 hundreds. That makes 1,000. So 0 hundreds and 1,000. So 1 plus 1 gives us 2,000. Okay, and then afterwards, we have to subtract that from 3,000. So 3,000, subtract 2,007 from that. Okay, so since we want to subtract 7 ones from nothing, we would have to regroup from 1,000. Okay, 1,000, we have to get 1,000 from 3,000. So 3,000 will become 2,000. And then the 1,000 that we got from that will become 10 hundreds. But we still need to regroup from the hundreds to the tens. So this becomes 9 and this becomes 10 tens. Okay, and then we have to regroup once more to the ones place. So 10 tens becomes 9 tens and then 9 tens, and then the 110 there will become 10 ones. Now that we were able to regroup, we can now subtract. 10 minus 7 is 3. Then 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus again 0 will become 9. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So the target now is 993 pesos. So this is one of the ways that we can get the amount of money that she needs. So I can write it down here. Jenny needs to save 993 pesos. Okay, so another method that we can use is to subtract what she saved from May from 3,000 and what she saved from June from the difference, okay, between 3,000 and 1,280. Let's see if we will get the same answer. So we have here, okay, so 3,000 minus 1,218. So once again, we would have to regroup properly, just like what we did from the previous regrouping earlier across zeros. This becomes 2. Then this is 10. Again, we have to regroup. So 9 here. And then this becomes 10. We have to regroup again in the ones place. So this becomes 9. And this becomes 10. So now that we fully regrouped, we can already subtract. So 10 minus 8 is 2 ones. 9, 10 minus 1, 10 is 8, 10. 9 hundreds minus 2 hundreds gives us 700. And then 2,000 minus 1,000 is 1,000. So that's 1,782 after subtracting what she saved from me from 3,000 pesos. Afterwards, we have to subtract 1,782 and what she saved from June, which is 789. All right. So we want to subtract first from the ones place. So that will be 2 minus 9, which we cannot subtract. We have to regroup. So 2 will now become 12 ones if we get something here, if we get 110 from the 8 tens. Okay, so that will be 12 ones minus 9 gives us 3 ones. 7 tens minus 8 tens. Again, we have to regroup because that one needs to be 17. Okay, 17 tens minus 8. That would be 9. And then this one, since we regrouped 100 to the tens place, this becomes 6. Okay, but again, we cannot subtract 6 minus 7, so we would have to regroup. So this becomes 0,000 and that becomes 16. Okay, so 16 hundreds minus 7 now gives us 9. So same thing, Jenny still needs to save 993 pesos. So these are only two of the ways that we can solve this word problem, and both ways gives us the same answer, 993 pesos. Don't forget to always check your work by doing the reverse, okay? So especially when you are subtracting across zeros. All right, so let us now try the next word problem. This time, it's your chance to solve it on your own first. So we have here, there were 2,586 voters in Barangay 1. There were 529 more voters in Barangay 2 than in Barangay 1. How many voters are there in both barangays? You can pause this video first if you need more time to solve. All right, so let us now discuss. So for this word problem, we would have to get the total of the number of voters from both barangays. And we know that Barangay 2 has more voters than Barangay 1, 529 more. So in that case, we would need to add 2,586 plus 529. And then what we will get from here, we just have to add again to 2,586 because what we will get here will be the total voters for Barangay 2. So we now have 15 ones, regroup that. That is 11 tens, again another regrouping, and that gives us 11 hundreds. So that would regroup to the thousands place. That's 3,115 voters for Barangay 2. Since we now have to get the total for both barangays, we have to add 2,586 from Barangay 1 and then 3,115 from Barangay 2. So that will now give us 11 ones, regroup. That is 10 tens, that makes 100. That will give us 700, and then 2 plus 3 gives us 5,000. So the total number of voters from both barangays is 5,701. So there were 5,701 voters from both barangays. Were you able to get the same answer? If not, please double check your regrouping and how you added both values. So let us solve this last word problem. Bella spent 1,526 pesos on a pair of jeans. She spent 387 pesos more on a pair of jeans than on a jacket. How much money did she spend in all? For this word problem, it's better to visualize it first. So we know that she spent money on two items, the jeans and the jacket. The jeans cost more than the jacket. So that is 1,526. And then the jacket costs less, 387 pesos less. So afterwards, we would have to know how much money she spent in all. And for us to know that, of course, we would have to know how much the jacket is first and then get the total. So this one, I think we would have to subtract first and then add to get the total. So that means 1,526 pesos minus 387 pesos to get the amount of the jacket. So let's subtract. We have here 16. So 16 ones minus 7 is 9. And then since we regroup from 2, this becomes 1. But we cannot subtract 110 minus 8 tenths, so you'd have to regroup from the hundreds place. The hundreds place becomes 4, and then the tens place will now become 11. So 11 minus 8 gives us 3, and then 4 hundreds minus 3 is 100, and then 1,000 minus nothing is 1,000. So this is the cost of the pair of jacket. Okay, now we have to get the total. So that's 1,189 pesos for the jacket and 1,526 pesos for the pair of jeans. So that would now be 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 ones, regroup 1. So that is 3 plus 1 plus 2 gives us 6. Then 5 plus 1 is 6. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So that means that Jenny spent 2,665 pesos in all. Were you able to get the same answer? If you did, then good job. That's it for this video. See you again next time.